So like I said, we're at Ardrossan harbour now. Just look at that. There you go. Arran. That's where we're going. Only difference this time is because of COVID. Everybody's on a staycation and there's no accommodation, so for half the trip I'm camping. And that's why on this one I've got like double the amount of luggage, because all this stuff in here is the tent and sleeping kit. So I'm not sure how it's going to be with such a heavy load, but we'll see. This cycle trip is a rerun of a previous trip I did with a friend back in 2019. Unfortunately, on that trip we had to divert back across Arran as we never realised that the ferry from Campbeltown stopped in October. On this trip I decided to go back to where we left off and finish the original trip off by cycling to Campbeltown, thus completing the intended journey. First night, Arran lodge and sleep hut, and for the money, pretty damn good really. Have a look. And there's a round view from the window. Yeah, well happy with this. Next morning I made my way back to Brodick and onto Lochranza to catch the ferry. Here we go, Lochranza. 14 mile. Stopping at Lochranza distillery is always a good idea because there's a really nice cafe to eat at there. Getting off the ferry at Claonaig, I cycled down the B842 and onto Carradale. The road was narrow, hilly and single track. It's also part of National Cycle Route 78. About 3 miles to go, which is a good job because my legs are burnt out. It's dragging all this extra weight about. Bloody hell, it's harder than I thought. Here we go, another day. This room's pretty nice, but the best thing about it is just take a look at the view. Pretty nice to wake up to that. Another day's cycling. Let's get down to Campbeltown and then to Machrihanish to the campsite. Just one problem today to complain about. Scorchio. It's bloody boiling. It's awesome. Stopping for a drink and a snack. Just look at this weather. Look at the view. It's absolutely bloody stunning. There's that lighthouse again. Say hi. He's photobombed me.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think I've got one problem today. I'm actually starting to get sunburned. If it carries on like this, I'm going to have to get some sun cream or something. Ferry terminal in the background. I'll tell you what, this other road going out to Campbeltown looks nice. I'll have to have a nosy at that on Friday. Right, that's enough wandering about. Might as well get over to the campsite and let's see what that's like and get the old tent up, then I can get rid of all this bloody baggage off my bike. Have a mooch round Machrihanish and have a look at this beach and these sand dunes. Get out of Campbeltown now. It's only 5 miles. That's nothing. Get there, check the campsite out, put the tent up, dump all the bags. Sounds good. Yeah, if we just cross over this peninsula to the other side, then we'll be facing the ocean again, but this time looking at, I think it's Isla. I'll have to check the map when we stop. Yeah, on this side, Campbeltown side, you're facing Arran. On the other side, you're facing Isla. What a nice quiet site this is. There's the camping pitches, tents, caravans. Nice quiet policy on site. No idiots partying. Let's have a look at the rest of it. Static caravans. Touring caravans. Camping pods or huts. Camper vans. Toilets and showers. Playground. Food facilities. Laundrette. Shops shut because of COVID. Just walking in now into the village. Get something to eat. But looking at that profile, that is definitely Isla. That's definitely Jura. And those peaks are the paps of Jura. I recognise that silhouette. I'm starving. Machrihanish Golf Club. Here we go. Right. Let's try and get to the Mull of Kintyre. 40-mile round trip. Hopefully it should be easy because this bike feels feather-like now I've taken all the bags off. Decent rush. The only gripe I've got today is I'm sunburnt. Anyway, I've brought my leggings and my sleeves. Not for warmth, but if I start to feel my skin burning, I think I'll put those on. Down to Southend, the last village on the Kintyre peninsula, and then from there we'll take a minor track, see if we can get to this Mull of Kintyre. Some serious forestry going on here. See the ocean down there. Not looking forward to that. Unsuitable for middle-aged old farts as well. I've had to admit defeat. To be honest, it's hard enough to walk up it, and on top of that it's just been freshly surfaced. This gravel's treacherous. That's my excuse anyway. Yeah, that's the cloud blowing over. This is it, end of the road. It's supposed to be a fantastic view, but it's all in cloud. It was an absolute shocking bloody nightmare of a ride over here, but with a headwind as well. But going back should be nice and easy with the wind pushing you. supposed to walk down to the end to the lighthouse, but after that ride, I tell you what, I'm not bothering. Never mind the walk, look at the gradient of that. You can't see anything anyway. Time for a snack. Let's get back into the sun, because we're bloody freezing down there. God, it's about, in fact, 10 centigrade warmer here. Still in the cloud though. Look at all that blowing across. I want to get below it now. No wonder I'm so bloody knackered, look at the height. Ailsa Craig in the distance again. I'll have no brake pads left after this. If that's South End. Imposing old building. I don't know what those ruins are. Looks interesting. I'll have to look that up.
Unfortunately, I was hungry and the village cafe was shut due to COVID. Luckily, they were offering a takeaway service, so I got 2 portions of cake and a cup of tea. Riding back, I could feel my skin burning with the sun, so I put on my sleeves and leggings for protection, even though it was hot.
There's a tent, still up in the wind. Another way around the peninsula, so back into Campbeltown. I'm going to get a bit more breakfast because I'm so peckish, and then go around the other side of the peninsula and back to that little village with the beaches, South End. And I need to pay the lady at the tea room anyway, because when I got my tea and cakes the other day, she didn't accept card. She just told me to leave the cash for her at the campsite, but I'm not going to do that. I'll draw cash out and I'll go take it to her today. What a lovely lady. Typical of Scotland and hospitality. That was a nice breakfast, really tasty. Don't have to worry about food now through the day. Just get some cake at that tea room at South End. I will come out of Campbeltown now. coast round. It's not as misty here. Let's see how long that lasts, because I think it's on and off all day long depending which way the wind's blowing. That's impressive. You can tell you're on the lee side of the peninsula. It's nice and still. Here we go. Road turns inland a bit now, and there's a bit of climbing to do. Looks like on the profile I did yesterday, 3 abrupt climbs and descents. So let's have a look. Well, compared to yesterday's monsters on the way to the Mull of Kintyre, that wasn't bad at all. Best part being that I'm not baking to death in the sun. It's a bit dull, a bit more overcast today, but it's easy for cycling, especially when you're pushing a bike uphill. It's alright. Yeah, don't worry. In a hand?
Ah, it should be alright.
Yeah. See you later. Oop. I'd like to go ballistic on downhills. At the end of the day, you've only got weedy brakes on a bicycle. And on these single tracks, you don't know what you're going to come across, do you? Crashing on a motorbike with all the gear on is one thing, but dressed in lycra on a bicycle, I dread to think about that. God, it's almost too good to be true as this. It's bloody beautiful. Temperature's perfect. Not too warm, not too cold. Bright enough to be nice. Not enough sun to be burning you. Ocean at the side. Cycling away, stress free. Bit of a climb up there. Well, that's climb number 2. I've walked about half of that. So, only one more to go and then it's just normal cycling again. I don't feel too bad. Still a lot easier than yesterday's cycling. Man, that's nice to cool down. Got climb number 3. Sod that. Look at the bloody gradient of this damn thing. I can hardly walk up it. Character building. Oh, soul destroying. maybe both. Maybe we should talk about kit. Good kit or shit kit. Some of the stuff we got on this trip's really awesome and very simple, and other stuff's overpriced shite. So for a start off, look at that. I've gone on about that before. Quad lock. I like my phone on there because I don't want a £600 phone jangling around with coins and keys and bits of hard metal and whatever in my bag. And also if I want to have a quick check on the map, it's all to hand. Second corking piece of kit that cost bugger all off eBay. Rock Bros. This tube bag. You can stuff a gilet in there. Towel for me constant perspiring. So bloody handy. And if it gets nicked, it's not bloody cheap, they can have it. Next one. This, I think this is like a food bin for bike packing. You put it on your handlebars. I got this from Planet X. I think I only paid about, I don't know, 10 or 15 quid, but it's so bloody handy. If you're riding along you want to change, just shove your gilet in there, or your glasses, or your gloves, or whatever. I did buy two, one for me, one for my wife, but I think next time I'll put both on here because that is so handy if you want to do stuff while you're on the move. What am I talking about? Here's another one for you. Look at that. Voltex safety glasses off eBay. And they're actually bifocal, so the bottom part there is for reading. So if you've got crap eyesight like me, for reading close up, you can wear those as your cycling glasses. And if you find out which diopter suits you, but like 2 by magnification suits me for looking in the cockpit here, I don't have to put expensive spectacles on. Because the amount of times I've left glasses behind or dropped them, I thank God that they're not proper specs, because at 20 quid a throw, I'm not really bothered about these. I just buy 2 fresh pair every year, and once they're binned or dropped or lost, I forget about it. Plus you can get them tinted as well for your sunshades. So if you need reading glasses, what a cheap way to solve that problem. I did get me proper spectacles made, but for the cost I don't have the heart to use them on the cycle. They get so much abuse because they're on and off every 2 minutes or shoved in bags and whatever. So again, another eBay purchase. Right, we're coming off the tops now, dropping back down to the sea, and that south end over there. That cup of tea and scone hit the spot. Paid the lady for what I had yesterday. Make our way back to the campsite now for a shower and a chill. Don't get better than that. I won't video much of this return leg because it's pretty much the same as yesterday, except that it's not hot, just nice and cool. That's the end of that. Well, I think after cycling all week, I'm done. My legs are finished. I'm doing bugger all tomorrow, just cycle back to Campbeltown. And that's me. Have a lovely week. Home sweet home. So that's the camp all packed away, ready for the last night in Campbeltown. So before we go, let's have a little ride through Machrihanish. What a lovely little place. And that's where I've been eating every night. In the old clubhouse. Beautiful. The other side of the village. There we go, cafe.
I was so impressed with Campbeltown when I first arrived that I promised myself a good nosy around on the last day. So once I'd filled up with food, I decided to do some exploring. Riding around town, I noticed an interesting residential road, so decided to go down it for a nosy. And what a treat that turned out to be, as it was a beautiful part of town.
Well, I only came down this road for a nosy, just a residential street with a dead end. It's absolutely stunning. Beautiful.
I then rode out of the other end of town to take another look at Davar Island, as I'd read some interesting things about it.
Campbeltown oil fuel depot. I think it disturbed two herons. They're big birds. I think you can walk across at certain times, and if you go in the cave, there's some paintings. So this is Davar Island. And I noticed the power lines on it yesterday. Well, what the power's for is on the other side there's a lighthouse, and on this side, if you look, there's caves. So at low tide you can walk across and you've got like about 6 hours clear, and if you go in these caves there's some famous cave paintings, so that'll be pretty interesting. But The tide's against me today and I've got the wrong shoes on. These stupid cycle shoes aren't good for walking across stones and whatever. You can see the caves. I don't know which one the paintings are in though. And that must have been that residential road I went down.
Sailing out of the harbour, I finally saw the causeway to Davar Island at low tide. Then I got a closer look at the lighthouse, built in 1854 by David and Thomas Stevenson. David was to have a son called Robert Louis Stevenson, who later wrote the famous book Treasure Island. The ferry ride was very scenic, sailing around Arran, stopping at Brodick for more passengers, and then finally onto Ardrossan and the end of the trip. But of course there was time for one last breakfast.